Good evening. I think you've heard enough from us, from my homily and Father Provincial's address to you. So I'll keep this simple. First of all, warmest congratulations and thanks. To you, our graduates, congratulations and thanks. To your families, parents, spouses, children, significant others, friends, all of those who are here who care for you and love you and who support through the years have made it possible for you to come to this day. So maraming salamat, congratulations. Our families here, upstairs, congratulations, and thanks to all of you. To our deans, our other administrators, to our faculty, to our staff, as Father Provincial said, thank you. I think you should feel very fulfilled today. And to the Lord, of course, we thank Him for being with all of you. Second thing is, this year, we were told it's 150th anniversary, and we have had 3 themes celebrating excellence. And here you are, really, in a sense, recipients of this gift of excellence. Deepening spirituality, we hope and we believe that in your years here you have grown also with what Father Provincial had said in that 7th dimension of depth and spirituality, and building the nation. This year, our professional schools, our School of Government and our School of Management, Graduate School of Business, are also focusing on what we mean by building the nation. I will not go through it abstractly. Let me just tell you stories of 2 people. First, for our School of Government, our focus is really to be able to have programs, especially the Masters in Public Management, delivered in towns, cities, and provinces so that we can really make a difference in terms of effective and ethical governance in at least 1,000 municipalities. Dean Tony, right? In the next 10 years. I want to tell you a story of an icon of ours to show you that this is not pure rhetoric, that ethical and effective governance is possible, and it even wins you elections. The story we often told is of Mayor Sonia Lorenzo, who was with me here just a few days ago for a Jesuit Basic Education Congress in the small town of San Isidro, a 4th-class municipality many years ago. And she really focused her work on basic services for the people. She focused on health. She told me that in early years, alas 5 lang ng umaga, nakapila ng mga tao because mayroong mga reseta, marami may sakit sa pamilya, and so forth. So she worked on field health. She got the DSWD and the DOH. She got systems to work. And hindi na sila nakapila ngayon, and they know what to do, and everybody is enrolled in field health, even though it is a poor municipality. And she focused on her schools. And the amazing thing she tells me is that, well, first, it won her a landslide election in 2007 without meetings de avance, without the usual campaigns and so on. But the other thing is she was amazed that because of her paying attention to those basic services, the income of her municipality rose from about 2 million a year to something like 16 million. An amazing, and she said, why? Because if you take care of the basic needs of the people, they spend so much on medicines. If you take care of their health and their education, nakakaipon sila. They can save, and they pay their taxes. And so she moved from a 4th-class municipality to a 2nd-class municipality in just 3 years. So I do want to tell you that caring for people, ethical governance, and effective governance is possible. It actually even raises incomes, and it wins elections. So, to Tony, I think we hope we'll persevere and that we will see us really achieving the goals of the School of Government. For our Graduate School of Business, our focus, we say, is our country is our business. And I will tell you about somebody much better known and what it means to really care for this country, even as you try to build this business. Want to tell you something about Mr. Manny Pangilinan, MVP. As you know him a lot. You see him in the papers, success of PLDT, Meralco, Sabahang Basketball ng Pilipinas, and so forth and so on. These days, a very successful man. But what I want to tell you is that in 1997, during the Asian crisis, all the businesses that he ran here in Southeast Asia were down. They basically kind of collapsed. They were not bankrupt, but they were really way down. The only business that they had in his holding company, First Pacific, was a big business, Hagemeyer, in the Netherlands. It was a crossroads for him. A good business decision would have meant to abandon Southeast Asia. After all, it was in deep trouble in 1997, and concentrate on where the money was to be made, which is in Europe and in Australia. So he had a choice between what most people would say is the correct business sense and his sense of where does my heart lie. He chose to divest that very successful company in the Netherlands, sold it, and invested in the Philippines and Indonesia. Investment analysts said, "You're crazy. You're letting your heart overturn your business sense." And for the first few years, they seemed to be correct. But he has proved them wrong. I remember talking with him during those days, and he was saying, "Well, you know, this is a tough decision, but at the end of the day, you have to choose something that makes sense to you, something that makes a difference for others, and I believe we should remain in the Philippines and in Southeast Asia." So when we have a slogan like "Our country is our business," even for a big businessman like Mr. Pangilinan, it was not just a slogan. It was something that guided him at a very important turning point, even against what most businessmen would have said was the correct choice. And so therefore this year, when we celebrate our sesquicentennial, and we speak of building the nation, and we speak of creating effective and ethical governance in 1,000 municipalities and in the country, and for those in business to say that our country is our business, I do want to say that yes, there are some who live this, and who not only live it, but in living it, show that they can be successful mayors, successful businessmen, and also make a difference for our country and for others. So we want to invite you to join them, to also dedicate yourself to what is both effective and what is ethical, to be successful in your municipalities, for the School of Government here, and in your businesses, for those in the Graduate School of Business, and to do it with a heart. And we would like to believe that the Lord will reward you and give you success in your families and in your careers, and give you that depth that Father Magaja spoke of, knowing that not only are you successful, but you are making a difference for others.